little more, a little more. Just kept breaking out and coasting and boom. And no derailments.
Splendid work. The troublesome trucks are all sorted now, and it looks like they weren't too troublesome.
Yeah, I don't know about that, because they seem pretty troublesome to me.
If you'd like to learn how to drive these again,
Yeah.
you can return to the training center.
Yeah, so we were practically at the end of that. Well, I didn't really need to redo that at all, but I figured why the hell not? But yeah, now that's done. Now now that the tutorials are done, we can start on the actual story here. Chapter one. Next chapter's called.
Arrival.
Yeah, what Michael Moorhan said.
It was a warm summer's evening on the West Somerset Railway, and Thomas the Tank Engine was waiting at Dunster Station. He and Sir Topham Hatt had been invited to visit the railway and were on their way to Minehead for a big welcome. I can't wait to get to Minehead Station and meet everyone, said Thomas excitedly. You said you had a friend that worked on this railway, didn't you, sir? Yes, Thomas, I have, replied Sir Topham Hatt. Mr. Peters and I have been friends for a long time, and I'm sure you'll get to meet him once we reach Minehead. And I know he's very keen to finally meet you, especially after I told him how useful you are. Thank you, sir, puffed Thomas proudly. Although I do hope my branch line back on Sodor will be all right without me. I'm sure my passengers will miss their regular train rides. I'm sure your passengers will be fine, Thomas. There's no need to worry about your branch line, chuckled Sir Topham Hatt. I've arranged for Percy and Toby to look after it while you're away. Bertie said he'll lend a hand too. Thomas smiled, thinking about his friends back home. Right then, he continued. Let's get going. We don't want to keep everyone waiting. And with that, Sir Topham Hatt walked down the platform and climbed aboard Annie. Yes, sir, peeped Thomas. Minehead, here we come.
And yeah, that is what Sir Topham Hatt looks like in this game. I would say it doesn't look great. I mean, it's not like the worst thing I've ever seen. Because there was the Thomas Friends Institute of Installation, or however it's pronounced, there, that shows like Sir Topham Hatt getting all buffed and not really looking much like him in there. And look at this, we have a fireman here, and it's a female. And your ponytail's clipping through your outfit there. That your shirt, Jack, but and yeah, even though the other Thomas characters other than except for Thomas and Diesel aren't in this game here. Here they are at least mentioned, but they could have at least added like more characters over time here, instead of just like a cosmetic. Wouldn't have been too hard. Would have been nice to have like the Steam team around here that you could drive. Would have made it so much better, huh? But yeah, and this is all like this whole area is like for the most part just a straight line. But yeah, and one little detail that I noticed about this is that if you look at the wheels here, you can see that the wheels are kind of are going overlapping the rails a bit. Well, like they're a little big for the rails, I mean. Because because like the CGI rails are much thicker. to where since these are based off the CGI model, they don't really match the rails too well. And yeah, there are a couple people, some people I've seen said they don't like how thick the rails are in CGI. Part of the show, but that's something I did notice, but know that they were thicker, but it's never bothered me really. Because my guess is that they made them thicker so that they show up better on screen. Or it's just that when they were designing the CGI characters here, they had made the rails thicker to match the wheels. Those here, so that they would easily fit. So it could be any. That's a possibility, but well, no. But yeah, I think if anyone would know that, the real answer would be Greg Tiernan, who was the director of the Nitrogen era of Thomas and helped bring Thomas into CGI. And even pretty faithfully, he brought all the characters into CGI. So we kind of have Greg Tiernan to thank for him, because if it wasn't for him, Thomas probably wouldn't look like how he did in CGI at first. But yeah, of course, yeah. After his time on Thomas, there was the sausage party, and that didn't go too well from what I've heard, and I've not seen it, and I don't have any plans to. And yeah, you may notice how the camera just right here, on Thomas's front on the other side where his lamp is, and yeah, you can even turn it on here. Which is cool. Nice, you could do that. You can even open his cab door here, but yeah, I don't want to do that. It's not safe in case what if you fall out, because that's how Lily fell out in that deleted scene of Thomas and the Magic Railroad. And again, need to break you.
As Thomas's train pulled into the station, he looked around and noticed a smartly dressed man standing on the platform. He wondered if this was Sir Topham Hatt's friend, when the man stepped forward and introduced himself. Hello, and welcome to the West Somerset Railway. You must be Thomas, the famous tank engine I've heard all about. It's great to finally meet you. My name is Mr. Peter, and I must say it's a pleasure to have you here. Thank you, sir, puffed Thomas. I'm excited that we have been given the chance to come and visit your railway, and I can't wait to get started. That's what I like to hear, said Mr. Peters. Sir Topham tells me you're a very hard-working engine, so I'm looking forward to working with you and making sure that you and all our visitors have a great time at the party tomorrow night. Just then, Sir Topham Hatt walked up. He greeted his friend warmly and started telling him all about Thomas. Thomas is one of the most useful engines I know, and I'm sure he'll prove to be a credit to your railway. That's wonderful to hear, replied Mr. Peters. I'm sure that Thomas and I will get on splendidly. Mr. Peters smiled and turned to the crowd of passengers. Ladies and gentlemen, I would like you all to give a warm welcome to our visitors from the island of Sodor, Sir Topham Hatt, Thomas, and his loyal coaches, Annie and Clarabelle. Everyone clapped and cheered, and Thomas looked on, feeling very proud. But no one noticed that a familiar diesel engine was watching them from afar.
And dude, wonder how Diesel followed him here, and yeah. And now on to, yeah, that one was much quicker and easier, and because that one guy, black guy, quit laughing, and he looked very uninterested from what they, but yeah.
The devious Diesel. Early the next morning, Diesel crept into the station. He looked to see if anyone was around and saw that Thomas was sitting outside the shed dozing. He also noticed that Annie and Clarabelle were sleeping too, and an idea came to him. What a good idea, Diesel thought to himself. If I shunt those trucks in front of them, then Thomas would have to spend even more time getting them back. Thomas won't be a really useful engine if he's late. And on his first day, too. Chuckled Diesel deviously. I must be careful not to wake him, though.
And yeah, we're helping Diesel sabotage. She is, and yeah, I'll say this right now, the Diesel missions here, are definitely the most difficult ones of this story. Yeah, because, and they're definitely the longer some of the longer ones here, like we gotta, like for some of these here, we gotta wait for the signals to change, otherwise, yeah, we fail and have to restart. Right, and yeah, that's railroad crossing, and like this signal here, as you can see, and I passed it at. To go a little bit more here, and yeah, you can go a little bit over the speed limit here and be fine. And yeah, we need to wait for the signal to change to green in order to go. Okay, or not. Ah, there we go. I guess it's just right when I was. Yeah, it was just right there. Right when I was pressed the trigger to go. Oh, that's when it triggered. And yeah, something I did discover like relatively recently is that you may have noticed like way over here, like there's a turntable. So like way over there, I discovered that you can actually use it and turn the turntable. Oh shoot. Okay. I discovered you could use the turntable and even turn it around. Like, I think we can afford a little detour. Like, there's no way I will be able to show it because all the cars blocking the way, but you can use the turntable and operate it, as you can see here. Look. Here, we can operate this turn here. Here, and yeah, see, look, we are turning the turntable. And too bad you can't spin this real fast and have James here just go just spinning around so crazy. Hello. It's stuck. Oh well, you get the idea. I'm sure I'm sure people will come along and fix that. But yeah, I bumped the truck a little too hard. That look, it's going through the buffers. Then yeah, I could just go on foot but I can't jump, unfortunately. Like I can't just go over these hedges, bushes and hedges, and climb the wall and go onto the road there. I'm kind of stuck on the railroad here. And, shoot, I just went past Diesel. What's wrong with me? So it's not like I can just go like anywhere I want here. So there is some restrictions here. But yeah, I'm sure I'm sure this is fine. Yeah, look, it's fine. Maybe we should just tell these cars here that there was a rusty red, there was a galloping sausage of a rusty red scrap iron and an old square wheels. Oh, yeah. Give me a tons of references to stuff here. Yeah, it's close to a stop out here, and yeah, cool. Yeah, I like how it shows that you have to stop in kind of like a rainbow here. Oh shoot, I'm pressing the wrong trigger. And I stopped way too far there. Because I accidentally pressed the left trigger instead of the right trigger. Yeah, and shoot, I keep getting confused and messed up with the controls here. Do I have to yeah, I have to stop in the actual spot here. Okay, there. And I'm not sure if there is a time limit on this or not, but I don't think there is. But yeah, this game was. But yeah, this DLC for Train Sim World 5 was released in celebration of the 80th anniversary and of Thomas and Friends, so it's pretty great. Right here, and from what I've been hearing so far, despite the fact that all Engines Go has ended, I think Mattel's planning on releasing another show, Thomas show next year. I'm not sure what it is or not, but I think I overheard him say something about bringing back the classic Thomas look or something. And I'm not sure, but if that is true, then that would be great, because I mean, I don't expect it to be like a classic Thomas look exactly like being filmed with models, because yeah, that's just pretty expensive of now. So just the main reason why they went to CGI. It's possible they could go back into they will go back to CGI but have it to be more faithful to the model look in some way, but we'll see. We shall see indeed. Yeah, of course, yeah, the Down the Mine pilot episode came out full restored on May 9th, which great it's great that happened, because that was all rumors. That was, for a few years it was rumored that it was going to be remastered for the 80th anniversary, and it was, and Ian McHugh, the former Thomas producer, had pushed for that, and as well as I guess for Thomas collaborating with trainsimworld 5. So, yeah. Even after the show had ended, did Ian McHugh still does care about Thomas and tries to do what's best for the fans. Okay, good. Was a little unsure about that signal there because the red light was still there. Yeah, but yeah, and as for like, if there was anything else for the 80th anniversary deal, well, it was Audrey Extravaganza 5 that happened. Ironically, on the weekend of my birthday, which is cool, but I never went to it because I couldn't afford going across to the UK to seeing it. Definitely would have liked to, but that's out of my range at the moment. Although I guess I wouldn't be like fully opposed to like traveling across the Atlantic Ocean to go to the UK. But you're now kidnapping Annie and Clarabelle, and what's funny about this is that you can honk your horn here and that doesn't wake up Thomas at all, and you can even turn on his headlight, which I think is funny. And actually I just thought of something. Did you just... Oh, yeah. Oh my god, you can. Oh my gosh, you can actually drive Thomas here. Oh my gosh, I never even think about that before. Wow. Okay, yeah. That's so cool that you can just drive Thomas while he's asleep. So, why not just kidnap Thomas at that point? But anyway, yeah, I'm not gonna do that. Let's do this now. But yeah, still quite a bit of 80th anniversary stuff going on here. Like, there's definitely a good amount of merchandise good amount of toys and model trains. And so, there definitely is some good merchandise out there for the 80th anniversary. But definitely one thing I do wish to happen, I don't think at this point it's gonna happen, is having like a complete series Blu-ray set or even DVD set here, which would be nice, and you could even include the Down the Mine pilot on there as a bonus feature. But I mean, they did put it up on YouTube for free to everyone to watch, and I think at this point now it has like over 3 million views. Like, compare that to all the All Engines Go videos been put on the YouTube channel, and it's pretty clear that there's still, all these years later, there's still a lot of love for classic Thomas. Yes, and yeah, it's pretty shocking getting to find out about the Down the Mine pilot that Ringo Starr was involved with it, because I heard someone say that they thought that Ringo Starr was involved with it later, like after the pilot, but no, he was. Because yeah, he was all like it's all like Star Wars and stuff. for space shooters and stuff like that back in the 80s. Because I mean, after all, Return of the Jedi was coming out at the time when the pilot was being filmed. And yeah, crazy to think that long ago, back when Return of the Jedi was coming out, was when the pilot was being filmed. And then yeah, I even made a poll back in the day when the pilot dropped that if people prefer the pilot or the final or the actual episode of it, of Down the Mine, and majority of people preferred the actual episode where I definitely preferred the pilot over the final episode, because I mean, I definitely find it more interesting than the pilot. I mean, than the actual episode. There were definitely some things about it that I liked a bit more, like the mine actually collapsing. Because that looked so much better than because in the final show that it just looked like the hole was always there. And it didn't show the mine getting collapsed, but hey, even the flashback in Blue Mountain Mystery managed to actually show the mine being coming in, collapsing, and not just there was always a hole there. So yeah, was that into? I could tell too that they just reused for the pilot. They reused for the most part they used the dialogue from the original book story, and didn't change that much of it. But yeah, for the most part, when they adapted stories to TV, they changed a little bit of the dialogue. So well, it was a little different. There was definitely, I think, like one or two stories where the dialogue was 1-to-1 accurate. But can't remember which ones those were. And I think all we have to do now is pull out that siding a truck way over there. And then put him in the white blocking. Shoot. I was about to go and realized, I'm running a red signal. What am I doing? He went, yeah. I think I realized that because I'm just so used to just going for it right away, not paying attention to, and not really using the signals just to know when to start or stop. But yeah, I mean, we definitely doesn't seem like it would get pretty unlikely that getting any physical media of like a complete series of the show, show seasons 1 through 24. What will happen? Yeah, we haven't had really any new physical media of like the OG Thomas show since like I guess yeah 2020 of like the 2020 Blu-ray of Magic Railroad, and it was the 10-movie birthday set, which included 10 movies, which were Going All Engines, You're the Rails, was Misty Island Rescue, Day of the Diesels, Blue Mountain Mystery, King of the Railway, Tale of the Brave, Legend of the Lost Treasure, Great Race, and I think Big World, Big Adventures. Those were the movies that were included in that. And I think in like 2018 or so, there was this 5-movie collection which included Misty Island Rescue, Day of the Diesels, Blue Mountain Mystery, The King of the Railway, and Tale of the Brave. If I think, or it was Hero of the Rails, Misty Island Rescue, Day of the Diesels, it was King of the Blue Mountain Mystery, and Tale of the Brave. But I can't remember. But I do know for those movie collections, they just put multiple movies on a disc, like the 10-movie birthday set. they put they split those 10 movies up onto 4 discs. There was like 2 to 3 movies on a disc, and no bonus features though. I mean, there were some bonus features, but they omitted most of the bonus features from the original prints of the standalone versions. So they could have at least put like, would have been cool if they put like a full on put the original discs in there. I mean, they definitely could have. They could, but oh well. I mean, since we did get like a physical media release of a DVD and Blu-ray for the 75th anniversary, it is possible that we could still get something for the 80th anniversary. So but who knows? Who knows indeed? He's not sure. Shoot. I wanted to couple. Yeah, I didn't want to couple up to Annie and Clarabelle. And I think at that, we just leave.
Let's see what Sir Topham Hatt thinks of Thomas now.
Or that. So funny that you could just drive Thomas when he's asleep. I wonder what that would be like.
Whispered to Annie and Clarabelle. Sleep tight, ladies. And as quietly as he could, Diesel scuttled away.
And yeah, that's it. That's it there. Definitely a pretty tedious and longer mission, but yeah, we'll save that for another time. We'll continue that story for another time there. And yeah, as we can see here, we cleared technically the first 4 here. I mean, and there's only 6 more left here, and yeah, yeah. So we got quite a bit to go, and even like this 80th anniversary celebration stuff here. So quite a bit to go on, a bit more to go here. So that'll be it for this episode. So next time on Thomas and Friends Train Sim World 5, we shall continue the story here. So see you all next time.